rolling. Yes.
We're rolling. Helle, could you please tell us who you are and what you do and a little more about yourself
Yes.
to let Oprah know you a little better?
Yes. My name is Helle Hansen. I'm a 50-year-old woman who lives in Gellerup. It's a small city outside Aarhus, who's the second biggest city in Denmark. I've been living here since I was 8 years old. My area is considered to be a ghetto in Denmark, in fact the biggest ghetto, but I don't think it's a ghetto. I think it's a very interesting area to live in. About 80% of my neighbors comes from other parts of the world. We are half the world here. We are about 86 different nationalities living together, and I enjoy very much this area. And this year we are part of that European Culture Year, where in July this is the center of a lot of the activities that's going on in Denmark, in Aarhus in 2017.
86 different nations. Would you say, I never thought it was that many, would you say that it probably is the one with the most varied amount of people, varied nations in Denmark? Or is that the same in the other ghettos?
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them,
but it's not like, mostly 1/3 of the population in this area relates to Lebanon, mostly
Okay.
Palestine people, and then actually the Danish group and the Somali group is about the same amount of people.
Okay.
And then we have Kurdish people, Turkish people, so we do have a lot of people from the Middle East, but we also have people from around Europe. Eastern Europe now are moving to this area because they come here to work, and we have good apartments, but the apartment needs to be fixed, and that's going to be done for the next 5, 6, 7 years.
So are you a part of running this place? Are you part of the administration in any form, now that you've been here so long?
Yeah, I have been like in the board of for the people who live here. We have a board. It's a housing association,
Okay.
and I'm in the board of that. And I've been involved in planning this change of this area. With they call it a ghetto, and they're going to make it a turnaround. They call it. So for 20 years, we're going to have a lot of activities here. Building new roads, building new houses, renovating, doing a lot of stuff. Mostly it is about making the surrounding of Gellerup look different at us, because a lot of people who live here actually enjoy living here.
It looks like something big happened very suddenly. I mean, for a long time it existed and it was there and it was tolerated. But then it looks like somebody decided, let's go do something, let's go change this. And obviously we can see by the amount of work that's going on that it's not a small project at all that's going on. Who took the initiative to it? Who was the real force behind it to say, let's do something about it?
Well, the politicians started talking about it about 10 years ago. They were going to make a change. But actually, people who lived here already by that time were talking about making some changes, because we wanted the young people who live here to have a good future. Because when you lived here, it was hard for you to get a job in education. People who live here, a lot of them are refugees from Palestine and Somali, so a lot of the parents don't have any education and can't read maybe, and it's difficult for them to learn Danish, so the kids are behind in school, and so we have a lot of challenges around there, and so we were trying to, because this is a housing association when you can only rent your apartment. And so when people actually got a job, in Denmark we pay high taxes, it was more fit for them to move out and buy their own house instead of staying in this area and living in a rented apartment. So all the people who got better, they would move away. Okay. And then we started talking about how can we keep people who gets money and who get education to stay and help raise the area. And so we had that talk around the same time as the political people began talking about it.
Okay. And so it's very much a very logical conclusion from more than one side. I just want to, now that you mentioned the young people, I would almost imagine that you've had personal contact or personal relationship or personal commitment to some young people from different parts of the world. Is that true?
Yeah, I know, and of course I know a lot of the people, and a lot of them are kids who grew up in my block, and some of them now are parents and have their own kids, and some of them are still living here, and they are doing a lot to make changes in this area.
Okay.
And actually today, this afternoon, I'm going to go to a girl I've known for 15 years, a Palestine girl. She's going to be a social worker this afternoon to get her exam. So that's
beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Are there any who've gone the wrong way? Have you seen some of them become criminal, or have you seen any who are criminal and become good?
Yeah, both. I have seen some become criminals, and then afterwards they have become good. And unfortunately, some of them are also still criminal. But it's not like they enjoy being it.
Okay.
But
would you say it's a cultural thing? Is it a cultural thing, or is it just youth in general? Do you feel it's because the youth are frustrated? Because what seems to happen is that the reputation has been that it's been a ghetto and everybody out here is criminal, and then the blame is on the culture or the religion or those type of things. Obviously the picture must be more nuanced than that. Would you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I think mostly it's a social problem, because people are we are the poorest area in Denmark, and a lot of kids would like to have stuff other kids have, and then that's the way sometimes it starts when they're small, getting their own money, because the parents don't have any money to give them. And for many years it's been difficult for them to get like a job after school, spare time job. But that's one of the things we are trying to do now, that make sure a lot of the kids get spare time jobs, so they can earn some money.
From the growth that comes here, you're also creating jobs.
Yeah, we have when we're going to make sure that when they're gonna renovate our apartments, they're gonna make some small jobs for our youngsters, and also get some of them to get an education. Great.
2017 is a great year for Aarhus, and how does that translate to Gellerup's prospects?
Well, as I told you, in July there's going to be like Gellerup is going to be the center of the activities around the cultural year in Aarhus, and that means we're going to have a lot of people coming, doing quality shows, music, art, and for last year we have had a special woman hired in who is going to prepare this, and she's trying to get some of the local people involved in doing stuff too. So they started last summer. Some of the women made their own show, and it was very good and very popular. And there was like 22 women, Danish, a lot of different nationalities, and that group is still very nicely connected, and maybe they're going to do something together this summer too.
Great. Now you seem to be very engaged and very philanthropic, empathetic, and recently it seems that he's gotten you into some trouble with a particular project that you felt was a solution to the situation, not only for the place but also for the people here. You are known to have engaged some women into some activities. Could you just shed a little light on what the activity was, how it started, and what it's becoming now?
Yeah, well, it's not like I'm very much into doing a lot of stuff only for women, but we had a local swimming pool, and the municipality was going to close it 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
So that's a long time ago.
It was going to close because it wasn't working? Or?
Yeah, nobody was using it because it was in the center of an area, and people were afraid to come from outside and swim in it.